If saying don't trips you up in French, or you're not always sure where it goes, this video is for you. Many learners, just like you, feel positive about their French until they need to say something in the negative form. So today I'll show you how to turn a simple French sentence into a negative one. I will show you 3 rules to remember, and I'll share some practical examples using everyday vocabulary. You'll walk away knowing exactly where ne and pas go in a sentence and how to say it confidently without guessing where each word goes. I'm Tavy Baisley of French Speak, and I've helped thousands of English speakers, just like you, get past the fear of saying the wrong thing. So once you learn these 3 rules, you'll stop overthinking the order of the words. I love to simplify things for learners. If that sounds like the kind of help you need, make sure to subscribe to my French Speak channel and click the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. So let's look at our negative sentence structures. In the first part, I will focus on the present tense. That's where the verb fits in just one word. In English, we use not, but in French, we use 2 parts, ne and pas, and they must wrap around the verb. So the correct order is going to be subject, followed by ne, followed by a verb, and followed by pas. Let's start with this golden rule for basic negative sentences in French. You find the verb, the action word, and you wrap it around with ne and pas, just like a little sandwich. For example, in English, you might say, I don't eat. In French, the affirmative, I eat, will be je mange. The negative will therefore be je ne mange pas. Je ne mange pas. Another example, you don't speak. In French, that sentence in affirmative form will be tu parles. We're now going to add the negative form, tu ne parles pas. Tu ne parles pas. Our last example will be she doesn't work. We start with the affirmative. She works. Elle travaille. And then we put ne pas around the travail part. Remember the order, subject, ne, verb, followed by pas. Elle ne travaille pas. Elle ne travaille pas. I've got 2 extra tips for you. In spoken French, dialogues you might hear, TV series or French movies or even songs, ne will often disappear. But when you're learning, at this point, keep it in. It's more important that you speak correct French. And as you get faster, you can start picking up all the bad habits certain French people have and dropping the words. Tip number 2 is to compare these sentences. Look at this affirmative sentence. I eat an apple. Je mange une pomme. When we put the negative, you might be tempted to say the wrong thing. But the right answer will be je ne mange pas. Little change now. De pomme. Je ne mange pas de pomme. Even though you're saying I don't eat an apple, all you did in English is add don't. Did you notice that there was a switch between une pomme and de pomme? Well, this is an extra little grammar tip for you, is that in negative sentences, when you have un, une, or des, as well as du, de la, and de, l apostrophe, you often switch them to de, de. And that works like the word any in English. I don't eat any apple. Je mange une pomme. Je ne mange pas de pomme. I'm not eating any apple. This only happens when you're using an indefinite like un, une, or some, des, du, de la, after the verb in a negative sentence. Let's move to the second part. This is for the type of verb tense, like the passé composé or past perfect tense in English. and any verb constructions that have that same logic, where we have firstly an auxiliary verb using the verb to have or the verb to be, and then the past participle version of the verb we're using. So in an affirmative sentence, we'll have a subject, then a little auxiliary, either the verb avoir or être, and then the past participle. When you make a sentence like that has this tense in the negative form, I hear a lot of learners make the mistake. The order they should be applying is subject plus ne, auxiliary, then adding pas, and then finally the past participle. But that's not what I see. So if we look at the example, I didn't eat, I will often hear it, je n'ai mangé pas. Probably because in present, we were putting mange followed by pas. But in the past tense, we need to reorder it. So you're going to put ne pas around the auxiliary part. Je n'ai pas mangé. For she didn't come, elle n'est pas venue. We didn't drink, will give us nous n'avons pas bu. And this rule will work for any verb tense that have an auxiliary and the past participle section. For our third category, rule number 3 will be for verbs conjugated in the near future. That near future in French is called le futur proche. And the same rule will apply to any verb construction where there's a double verb. Double verbs like in the near future, where we have the first verb is based on the verb to go, or in French, aller. We conjugate that in present, and then we follow it with the main verb, and we leave that one in its infinitive form. The infinitive form is the raw form, the untouched form that you might find straight out of a dictionary, for example. Now, any that mirror this double verb construction, first verb conjugated, the second one, the main verb being in infinitive form, will follow rule number 3. So we'll use examples in futur proche. If you're a beginner, this will be one of the first future tenses you will learn. So learners will say, I'm going to eat. Je vais manger. The ne pas needs to surround the conjugated verb, aller, not the infinitive. So to say, I'm not going to eat, je ne vais pas manger. She's not going to speak. Elle ne va pas parler. We're not going to travel. Nous n'allons pas voyager. I hope that makes sense. Subject, ne, then the conjugated version of aller, then pas, and then infinitive. A fun way to remind you and summarize these 3 rules is to think of a macaron. Ne and pas are 2 delicate shells, and the conjugated verb is the sweet filling in the middle. So rule number 1, in the case of the present tense, they go around the whole verb. There's only one word, so the whole thing. In the case of the past perfect, it's around the auxiliary, the small conjugated version of to have or to be. And in rule number 3, in the case of near future, it goes around the conjugated part of to go. Vais, va, allons, aller, vous. The conjugated part of to go is where you're going to put the 2 shells. I'd love to know if you would like me to make a video with a few questions for you to turn from affirmative form to negative form. And of course, I would provide you with the answers to reinforce these 3 main rules. Comment below if you would like some further help, and I'll make a video that takes us through lots of examples with those rules. Until then, well done, bravo. If you want to learn more about making negative sentences, I've shared the link to my free visual guide below to go even deeper. In this video, I covered how to add not, just the word not, to your sentences. But in my sentence assembling guide, you'll also learn the placement of other negatives, such as never, no one, no longer, nothing, and more, as some of these have different rules to allow you to get the order of the words just right when you're putting sentences together. This guide will help you understand how to assemble beginner French sentences in affirmative, negative, and also questions so that you can use it step by step. You'll see all the rules visually represented so you can see what the formulas look like and put it all together. As I said, it's free to download. Just go to the description below and grab it. If this video was helpful, remember to like the video as it helps me to grow my channel, share it with a fellow French learner, and click the link below if you want the guide. It's 16 pages of visual rules for beginners to help you structure statements, negative sentences, questions, and you'll find lots and lots of examples in it. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Merci et à très bientôt.